And here are the materials we'll need. Start with the super trees. These are the leftovers, the ones that did not make the cut for creating wonderful looking trees on your layout. But we will use these branches to create some great underbrush. We clip them off and apply them. And speaking of clipping them off, here's what we'll need. Quilter's T-pins, size 20. They come in 20 and 28. 28s are I use for the trees. The 20s work perfect for these things. I have a nice wire clippers. Use that to cut off the T on the T-pins. I have a little sprue cutter. This is an old one. I use these to cut the branches off the stems of the super trees. I have a hot glue gun from your craft store and a pack of glue sticks. They come in a pack of 40. Other items we include will be a large piece of foam, flat foam. We will stick the pins in these and then hot glue the branches to them to form the underbrush. We need some paint, black to green. I like this ultra flat Krylon camouflage. Makes a wonderful branch color. And some adhesive. And I use Suave Max Hold 8 from the dollar store. Just pick that up. Non-toxic. Very simple adhesive. And then we use that to hold on the leaves. And for the leaves, I like to use these Knock Super Leaves. These are scale leaves. Here you see these are Echo Packs. And they come in multiple colors. I use 4. I've got medium green, summer green, a real dark green. And then there's a lighter color that you can use for some flowering branches or to give some accents. And we will adhere all of these to that trace. Now let's get to cutting off the branches. So we had our pile of super trees here. These are the scrap pieces. We will pluck one out. This is not a good looking tree, but it's perfect for making underbrush. We get our sprue cutter out, all ready to go. And we just start clipping off these little branches at the stem. There you go. That's a perfect piece of underbrush. You want that stem on there. That's what we're going to super glue to that cut T-pin. You can cut off a bunch of these. You should cut off hundreds of these. Put on some of your favorite music. Put on a good podcast. And start trimming away. And make a pile for these underbrush. You can see that it's got a top side and a good branch. I've already got a pile going here for this demonstration. Should have a good couple of handfuls in there. And you can even trim these shorter if you think that part of the bottom is weak or broken. Because you want these. You don't really need the big ones, but you want smaller ones too. You're going to need all sizes of underbrush to work your way up to the tops of the trees that you go from ground floor to the top. Now that we've cut the tops off the T-pins, we stick them in the foam here. You can see I've already done some. I like putting them in a row in the front. We get our hot glue going. Put the hot glue on the branch and apply the branch and go down the line. And once they've dry, then you move them towards the back. It'll only take a few seconds. We'll speed this up. And it's time to paint. Let's take it outside. Got our Krylon camouflage spray bomb here, all shaken up. Got my hands covered to keep them a little clean here, and a couple pallets of underbrush. And I'm sure you all know how to paint, so we'll just speed this up for you. the scene I'm working on. It's the shadow box in my helix. The defect detector is all installed. And I just need to add some foreground scenery up here. And this underbrush will be absolutely perfect for that application. So I take one of the branches and I grab hold of it with a needle nose pliers at the pin. Make sure you are grabbing the pin, and I just push it into my scenery base. And here you see I just keep repeating the process, fitting it in. Now the one thing to note is you need your scenery shell to be receptive to these pins. My scenery base is green florist foam. Here you can see all the underbrush I applied in the back. But I have green florist foam covered with some sheetrock putty and painted. And so the pin will go right through and stick into that foam. Now, one of the things you also want to be careful of is don't have these overhang the right of way. Here you see a larger one. I'm making sure that it is out of the way of the trains. Some of these will break when you're putting them in. You will have a certain percentage of attrition. And now you're also probably wondering, I can see the bottom glue blob on those stems, those black patches, and there's more area I'll fill in. Then you add more ground cover, such as I've put on in the back, you can see, to hide even the base of this underbrush. And this is adding to the layer of scenery that I've added paint and static grass to. And now that I've added this underbrush, then I'll go back and add even some ground foam or some other products from Scale Scenics that look like the bushes you see in the swamp and so forth. But you want to layer your scenery, and this is a great way to add a middle layer in height. Thanks for watching.